Sweet. Okay. I think it's live. Just make sure. Everything is good. Yes, I think we're live. All right. Started a couple minutes early just to make sure everything works. I think we're good. All right. All right. There we go. Okay. I think everything's working. If anyone's there, make sure audio and everything, believe, is coming through okay. Should be good. All right. Let's see what we're going to work on. Woo. What's up, Gary? How's it going? Audio coming through okay? Making sure. So I just reused the stream from last week since it was a total letdown with the old YouTube just not cooperating at all. Blind guy, how's it going? Sweet. Good. Yeah, much better this week. I don't know. Last week I don't know if it was necessarily a YouTube issue, if it was just the weather and the storm coming in was just bad enough. Just nothing could maintain a strong enough connection, but I think we're good to go this week. Sweet. So what's everybody up to? We have the SCX10 Pro. Ow, right in my toe. What's up there? We got the SCX10 Pro here on the bench. Now, I already have the Brazen Oracle chassis in here, and today, UPS dropped off about 25 minutes ago. We have the new Brazen Scale RC Pace Setter chassis. This here is in carbon fiber. My Oracle is also in carbon fiber. So just trying to get the main stuff here taken care of. Now again, this chassis is a straight swap, no modifications other than pulling off the standoffs like we did last time. So all good there. I'm going to remove a few more of the spacers and stuff back here because I have a new body that I'm going to try to fit on here. But main difference here, so the Oracle here from Brazen is flat skid, which makes it a Class 1 legal chassis. So if you did have a SCX10 Pro and wanted to go in Class 1, you had a chassis, make it flat skid, boom, you're all legal. Now the pace setter here, if we notice here, we have angled skid, 10-degree angle skid versus the stock SCX10 Pro rail, which are 3.5 degree angle skid. Jeff, how's it going? Checking in from Connecticut. Can't wait for Beat the Creek. Nice. See, a lot of people are getting ready for that. Looks like it is going to be a great time. That event always just looks fun. Everyone just having a great time. snagged me a new RC driver this week because I was looking to replace just my 1/4-inch driver, and tool only was one price. Well, to get a new driver, 2 batteries, and another charger, it was $25 more to get the batteries and the charger because it was on sale. So we got a whole new setup, which is pretty convenient. Okay, now these go in like so. Except I don't think I'm going to I don't think those trays are going to work anymore. They actually will still work just the way it is, but I'm making new sliders for it actually, because so I was doing the math here. So with the Proline bug body, full interior and a K, and 2 rows of metal cage, I think its total weight was right around like 10 ounces with full interior, cage, drivers, and some scale accessories. It was at like 10-ish or 11 ounces, something like that, because the bug body's pretty thick. So then I was sitting there doing some math. I was like, all right, well, what kind of hard body could I look at there? And I started doing some measurements here as far as my track width and stuff. So I pulled the buckwheat body off the Reaper and weighed it. So the buckwheat body, which is a full custom hard body, and I do already have a roll bar on it, so I have that weight. And I do at least have a Lexan interior in here, which is honestly, this interior weighs almost as much as my craft foam interiors with some skeleton drivers, minus a few grams. So this whole thing together was coming in at like 9.1 ounces. So an ounce or two less, worth 15, 17, worth a lot more points. A lot more points. And overall, the overall profile here is a little bit shorter. So I'm a little bit narrower with the overall body, and the cab area I'm a little bit shorter there overall, which is what I want to go for. Because we do have the Team Garage Hack event coming up. My Class 1 is set, good to go. It's going to get pulled off. The body's going to get pulled off. I'm going to do a nice new paint job for it. My Class 3 is good and done to go. I kept debating on Lexan versus like my Narrow Tundra body, but the Narrow Tundra body, because I've cut so much out of it, is super light, and I've been driving it with that for so long. Like, the Lexan body, yes, is going to weigh less, but that gets the job done super, super well. As far as Class 2, we do have my Brazen chassis here, and which is on portals. Class 1's portal, Class 3's portal. This Class 2, my standard Class 2 is portal. This is straight axle. Now with the Pace Setter chassis here, and its advantages it's going to gain as far as breakover with that 10-degree skid, and we've seen the Pro work. The Pro puts in work. So we're going to see how it drives with this. So that'll probably be my choice between whether I want Class 2 to go straight axle or Class 2 to go portal. Class 1 portal just makes sense with the small tires. So you're having smaller tires, but you're regaining that clearance with the portal. So that's my thoughts on Class 1. Class 3, yes, portal with big tires, but they are the cut shot tires. So they are shorter than your normal full-size 2.2 tires. So it's really hit and miss. I really just like the way the Capras feel all the way around. So that's what we're going to roll with. But Class 2, just kind of a toss-up. Depends on what I'm feeling when we get there. Maybe drive around for a little bit, see what's feeling better. But Lexan, my portal truck will be Lexan Class 2. Just keep the Lexan is going to overall keep all that weight and everything down. I can go a little more heavy body on this with the straight axles because everything's lower. But like I said, the buckwheat here does not weigh a whole lot, fully assembled and everything like that. Theron, you'll lose custom interior points. No, I'll still have a custom interior in it, but I'm saying the Lexan interior that I have in there, it's a thick, heavy interior. So my craft foam, seats, and drivers, it weighs roughly the same, probably a few grams difference. So that's what we're going to go with. Straight axles better. I mean, straight axles win. Straight axles win all the time. So, uh-oh, there they are. Corey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Okay, these can go. These can go right there. This also can go right there. Chainsaw, how's it going? Cooper, anyone else constantly buffer on and off or suggest me? Let me know. Everything here, it's actually holding strong. We actually have a calm, windless day right now for the most part. So I'm hoping it stays that way. Conley, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. I'm good. No buffering here, mine. All right, cool. You're driving anyway, aren't you, Gary? Maybe that has something to do with it. Carl J, my preference is Portal Class 1, straight for everything else. Oh, yeah. Said it does. It comes down to personal preference because I know people that can drive straight axles over a Portal course and dominate. And then I know people who can drive Portal axles on a straight axle course and vice versa. So, a lot of time, it's truly personal preference. And straight axle and Portal axle both win competitions. So, oh no. There we go. That goes there. That goes here. That goes here. Kyle, just walk through the door with a new Vanquish Builders kit. Nice, very nice. On a smoking deal. Ooh, which one did you get? Straight or Portal? Or I guess which builders? Yeah, straight or Portal. The VS410, the Phoenix Builders kit. Steve, all good here. Nice. Yeah, it's very unusual for Kansas to have no wind. Yeah, that is no kidding. It has been extremely windy the past 2 weeks. Just insane amount of wind. So much so that even though it is super windy and wind does all kinds of crazy things, it is still always funny to me that some people just don't realize like how powerful wind is. That no matter how well your car is designed, I had several complaints over the last week or two. I'm hearing lots of wind are coming through just everywhere. All my window seals, all my door jams. You're right. It is lots of wind. And it's like that for everybody. Because no matter how well any car is engineered, a 60-mile-an-hour crosswind on a regular basis tends to win the noise battle. So, straight axle, nice. Sounds good. Got me some sliders for my C1 Pro also. Very nice. Good to hear. Brazen Scale RC, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Brett or Wes? You got changed up on me a little bit. But here we go. We will go. So there we can see a little bit. I'm not lining this up correctly at all, but you get the gist. We have a very nice, aggressive angle here now with the Pace Setter chassis. And absolutely nothing wrong with the Oracle chassis whatsoever. Brazen keeps making stuff for this truck. So we just keep changing stuff. I mean, I put the Oracle on, built it that night before, and went out to the cash comp and won, and it's done super well. and flat skids put in plenty of work. They have Brett, chassis length is different on the two chassis, so it's harder to hold. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, okay, I got you. I didn't even notice that. So yeah. Oh, might help if I. So yeah, definitely cool. But super excited. I said they keep making stuff for it, so we will keep getting more stuff for it. Real quick here, Corey, my SCX10 Honcho barely fits my Savic servo between the front cross members. I'm thinking a low profile servo would fit better. I have a low profile servos, but for touring car, what do you recommend? Low profile servos. I don't run any low profile servos. Trying to think who. Does Holmes have a low profile? Shift does too, I believe. Or Reefs, I'm sure, has a low profile servo as well. But if I had to pick one, a low profile servo, it would probably be one of those three. The Holmes LP500, there you go. That would probably be definitely a very, very solid option right there for sure. I need to find one screw that is a little bit longer. So that is what I would be recommending. Actually, I'm going to try to fit that body on. Shoot. You know, I can always take the body post out, not a big deal. Or I can just drill new holes. 1 second. Ooh, let me get caught up. What's up? David, what's up, everyone? Picked up my SCX10 Pro kit yesterday, so nice. You are gonna like it, and plenty of upgrades to go along with that SCX10 Pro. It seems like, honestly, if luckily, again, huge, so grateful for my man Vincent, Coast to Coast, that helped me get one in my hands, because at this point, I'm pretty sure I would still not have one. Actually, my hobby store did get one eventually, but seems like if you did not work some miracles or some magic in that first go, you're still missing out. I'm seeing like May now, so. East Bay Angler ended up doing the Traxxas modded big board setup, and man, it's legit. Nice, yeah. Traxxas big boards, solid, proven shock for sure. Still one of my favorites. I still got a couple rigs with those on there as well. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, lots of low pro servo options out there. So, like I said, I've just never used a low pro servo, so I don't have anything that I could recommend. I just know those three solid servo options, solid servo companies, and great people too. So, always a good choice there. Troy, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. You say, my problem is the distance between the base camp servo tray and that the body is too small to fit full size servo. Oh, so for the base camp, it will fit a full size servo. So if you go scroll back through, I did a couple videos on the base camp. I had the base camp stock, and then I started doing upgrades. And in that, I don't have a base camp anymore. But the servo tray, if you actually cut the side of the servo tray off, it fits a full size servo, and it's easy. The plastic, you just cut the plastic off that inside of the left hand rail, cut that out, and you can fit a full size servo, no problem at all. Oh, sorry, you said body. Yeah, servo tray and body. Yeah. Brayson, I need a second pro to play with. If you keep making stuff, I'm gonna need a second pro. Rather it be a class 1, another one, or another one of these. So since I have a few in the micros, nice. Chainsaw YouTube just turned itself off. Don't make me regret premium. What? Is it? Is the stream not working? Is it? Please tell me it's still working. I've had enough problems with live streams lately. I had a full-size server on my... Yeah, trim that plastic tray. Toby, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Oh... Okay, it's worked for me. Whew. Thank you. Design it in Fusion. Gosh, dang it. If by any chance you or Wes decide to cut a certain chassis in another material like G10, let me know. If it's possible to test one there. I may have had an accident with mine and may have bent something. I think I got it fixed, and it was totally my fault. Bad things happen, but I think it's okay overall. So we'll find out here later on. This is how not to do this at all, I'm sure. Just need something to hold everything in place while I do a little bit of building. Pay me tomorrow, I'll make it happen. Thank you. Said I know it's not, out, but bad things happened, and I'm so mad at myself because it was totally my fault not paying attention to what I was doing and moving stuff around, and things kind of got innocence was not spared. Cross tight is tighter than Loctite. This is true, and Milwaukee tight is the best tight. We had a problem earlier. One of our compressors at work was having issues, so pressure was down, which everything still operates, but obviously make sure if you're tightening everything with air, with the pressure's down, always make sure to go back over and tighten everything, which we do. But I was like, air pressure. I mean, like Milwaukee. Like, I speak Milwaukee tight. Apparently, that's not an approved response. It's working for me. The stream's fine. Oh, okay. Your app just closed on you. Okay, gotcha. I was like, no. It's like we had all kinds of problems last week. I don't need this again. Okay. So that side is on-ish. Let's fold it around. I'll go back in and put the rest of the screws in later, obviously, but there we go. Drive shaft. Ooh. Hey, Gary. Do you happen to know if the top shafts for Exo top shafts will be in stock soon? Mostly so. Right now we're doing the Pacesetter chassis. We're gonna take it out this weekend, hopefully, have some fun. But since I am starting to really enjoy this and maybe gear towards my possible C2, shed a little more weight possibly. So one thing I'm looking at doing is, because the brazen chassis will accept, it's in my to-go box, they will accept the brazen pro skid. So you can then bolt in brazen pro skid, and then you can bolt any regular SCX 4-bolt transmission or any Team GarageHack transmissions with the 2 bolts. So the plan is possibly, after a little more testing, is to swap out this transmission skid plate with the brazen pro skid and probably a Team GarageHack Creeper T, just for overall weight and size. Now this transmission works really great. The selectable overdrive, which I don't have a servo, mine's just with the lock pin. 0%, or is it 46%? Is actually really nice. The transmission's quiet. Everything actually feels really good, and it does set low. So I'll probably see once I get this body fit on there how well an interior fits, how well everything fits, and we'll go. If everything works, we'll probably just leave it. But if I do need more room, I will be swapping that out with probably a Creeper T or something like that. So that's on the agenda for later. But I know I will need new drive shaft most likely for that one, just because I can set the Creeper T a lot further back. Ryan just got my first RC crawler in the mail today at the base camp. Very nice. Congrats, man. Base camp is a solid, fun truck. I enjoyed the absolute crap out of my base camp a lot. I went overboard with my base camp a lot. Oh well. And I went overboard with my base camp, but still plenty of fun. So overall, super fun, went together good, and actually was very strong. I didn't have any axle issues, but granted, I had full Vidavon axles in mine from almost day one. Theron, on the other hand, he loves his base camp. He will send that base camp to the moon. There was one cash comp we were doing to stay stock class, and Theron at gate 7 or 8 got his rear axle bound up, powered through it, twisted the rear AR-45 portal axle completely upside down, and finished that gate, drove through the next gate somehow, and then got to gate 10, and just because the wheels were doing things, he winched to the last gate, but he finished with the portal axle inverted. It was a pretty dang good comp. Like, that was just one of those, like, that's legit. I like that. So definitely good. But other than that, I mean, honestly, no, I had no issues with my base camp. It was so fun. Is the Vanquish VS410 Pro a legit crawler? It is a very nice kit. The Pro and Ultra are probably, as far as actual kits, quality, strength, and everything, they probably truly are the best. Now, when it comes to performance, they're very good, very capable. They have tons of aftermarket support. A few things here and there make them super capable. Like, I always had a ton of fun with any of my VS410s. I've had the Pro, Ultra, Phoenixes, the kits, the whole nine. They're legit. The quality. The Phoenix was fun to put together, but the Pro and Ultra, as far as like smoothness and just overall with a build, is probably one of the most satisfying kits to build. Period. Just super satisfying kit to build. No lie at all. Brayson, I haven't had a lick of issues out of my base. No, yeah, their base camp was one of the best releases I think they had. I was easily one of the best releases. That was last year, right? Late last year, the year before. Easily one of the best releases of the year. Everything on my base camp has been upgraded. I went nuts on it. It was my first full build after back at like 7 years. Thanks, crazy. Yeah, and that's just what it is. And like, my builds tend to be that way. I mentioned in mine, like, when I was going through the upgrades, like, you don't have to do what I do. This is the part of it that I enjoy. I can do whatever I want to it. I can go crazy with it. Did it need gold anodized Vidavon axles? No. Did I put them on it? Yes. And they look beautiful, which those are the only thing left, actually. They're on so I built my Reaper off of. I can check on those and see what he says. Sweet, thank you, thank you. Said I don't think I'm in a hurry for it. It all depends on what I plan to do here transmission wise. But honestly, the transmission's quiet, the gearing's good. Like I have zero issues with this transmission. It's all just gonna depend on space for interior. That's really my only reasoning. Raymond, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Red Dirt RC, how's it going? Yeah, are the stock pro rails the same width as the brazen chassis rails? That is a good question. Brett, are you at the shop still? Do you have your stock pro rails anywhere? Gary, I can't find them. I looked as soon as I came home. I know I put them somewhere. They're somewhere in this room, but I cannot find them. I put them somewhere I wouldn't lose them, and they're lost. I don't know where I put them. Like I put them somewhere. Like I wouldn't lose them. You know, obviously it's like, oh, I'm sure I'll need them or use them for something, and I cannot find where I put them. And actually, I lost my flashlight now. Oh, found my flashlight. So I know they are here somewhere. Like I know they are. I was wondering if I put them back in the box. And I did not. So I'm still looking for them. I will look for them as soon as the stream's over some more. But yeah, I want to say, the brazen chassis is the same thickness. I want to say it felt the same. But I will let know as soon as it's all said and done. Customer RC, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Nicholas, any tips on them? Not really. I mean, the VS410 Pro and Ultra, build it the way it is, because everything's basically golden. Shocks build green slime, I think, is the best way to build the stock shocks that come with those. Take your time with the shocks, lube everything up on the shocks. If you take your time with the shocks and build the shocks properly, they won't leak. If you rush through them or don't lube something, they will leak. So very careful on the shocks. Pay attention there. That has the standard VFD. Follow the instructions. Count your teeth on your gears. They go together really well. But overall, the kit's super smooth. The axles, you don't have to worry about upgrading anything on the axles because they're solid and built and beautiful already. Other than that, no. There's very few things when I had the Pro and Ultra that I had to upgrade. And if I did, it was just because I chose to. Okay, gotcha. VS14 the world. Yes, right. Thanks, guys. I'm excited for the journey. Probably remember when it all first started for you. Yes, we do. We all have some very good stories from that. Basecamps broke a couple acts. Yes, you put on a good show there. Looks like Hobbytown near Milwaukee has an SCX Pro kit in stock if anyone needs to know. So there you go. If you're looking for a SCX Pro kit, Hobbytown in Milwaukee shows to have one. Plenty of great videos on YouTube. Best upgrade to do. Fun with it for sure. Oh yes, for sure. You're too young. I forget a lot of things. I forget quite a bit of stuff on the regular. So blam. Is in the front. Customer C, swap my C3 axles to straight, just right. Nice. Definitely solid. Something like I've probably after the Team Garage Hack event, I may change up my C3 a little bit. If I do try, it will probably be XR width axles, probably XR width Air 44s, or if with these pro axles, if other tubes and stuff become available to make them wider, I'll probably try that way too. Because actually, I need to tighten my axle housings because after you mentioned that on the live stream, I went and checked mine. I was like, oh, mine are a little sloppy too. So I definitely need to check that on mine. Kind of think about parting a Pro together on a Rock Pirates Pro chassis since Axial is going to sell everything on its own. Yeah, I mean, when the rest of everything becomes available, yeah, that is one thing. They're going to have everything, but take a look at the chassis around. When you start looking around everything, like look at your differences between chassis, see what each one has as a benefit. Look at the design and see what you're really getting as far as designs. As far as designs and stuff like that. Like I said, this is the second chassis that I've done on here. And, it was looking at what it was. The first one I wanted to, see how, let's see, class 1 chassis on here. Let's see how all that goes out. And now there's more. Because most of the other chassis, it is simply just like the shock towers. That's the only thing that kind of changed. Everything else, even then, like the skid, all that stuff's the same. So take a look at all the chassis. So there are options out there. Brazen has 2. I've already done a video on one of them. I've already done a video on the Oracle, and here we are putting the pace setter together. So there are options out there. Depends on how aggressive you want to go. Now, as far as everything else, the name is in the name, pace setter. This is an aggressive 10-degree angle skid that is now offered for the SX Pro chassis. So that is definitely the highest on the market that I've seen, and probably we will see for quite some time. Thickness-wise, stock and brazen are very similar in thickness. Okay, cool. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough to make a difference. I don't, because especially, you take out the shock tower mounts, or the bumper mounts, you can move that enough. So I don't think the thickness is going to be enough to make a difference on that. Just note that mine are without the stock bumper brackets. Just because those style of bumpers like that, without that, I can get all the way in and you can gain all the clearance. Awesome. Thank you. No problem at all. Corey, I see a silver and blue car up on the shelf. What is it? I have a couple of road cars as well. That is Paul Walker's Fast and Furious Skyline. Just a little RC car. My wife got it for me the time she had me. She doesn't go to my hobbies all the time. Like if it's my hobby, she's like, "It's your hobby. You get your stuff." Very occasionally, she'll get me something, and it's something kind of cool like that. And she knows, no, I'm a car guy, and that is one of my favorite cars. So she's like, "Yep, got you that." Legos, on the other hand, that's a fair game. We buy all the Legos because that is something that we both do and enjoy. Legos and anime. That is what we do. Hit that like button. Yeah, sure. Thank you. That always works as well. I do appreciate that like button getting smashed. So that is good. You're one of the reasons I've spent what I've spent in this hobby. Keep it up. Well, I do what I can. I do what I can with what I've got. I don't do anything special. I already built our season stuff. Just one day, I turned on the record button at the same time and hit publish. And that was pretty much how I started. I didn't do anything special or crazy. I started hitting the record button. And I do just happen to like and build just lots of trucks and try lots of different things. Customer RC, I was trying to decide if I want XR width. I'm about half-inch error from switching from Capra to 10-2 based all stereo axles. Yeah, XR, like for C3 with bigger tires, with 5-inch tall tires. So I like the width, mostly for clearance. So when I'm turning, I'm not smashing the body or my frame rails or anything like that. So especially with the new rules where C3s have to at least be X amount tall. Now, granted, you don't have to have that much bigger of a tire. You can make a tire, but nonetheless, I like that a little bit bigger for the clearance. Okay. I missed what you said about the bumper talking to customer. Basically the width, the actual chassis width, they're very close to stock. I said I'll measure for sure just to double check each measurements, but I don't think it's going to be enough to make a difference on the bumpers, because when you remove the stock, when you remove the bumper support, you do have a little bit of leeway. So I think it's going to be a problem. And like I said, that one fit a lot better. If I could read, it'd been even better. Okay. Toby, the thing I don't like about the rock parts is they oversize the holes in the push shocks. Yeah, I noticed that when I did my Interceptor chassis. Now that's just something they do. I thought it was kind of weird, but I mean everything worked. So, what is the width or thickness at height? Width or thickness at height? I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, the bumpers. Test fitting a few bumpers, and just making sure they would still fit on the stock rails versus the abrasion. Making sure there wasn't enough thickness difference to make a difference, and I don't think there's that big of a difference to matter. Oh, the actual frame rail thickness. That thickness, not any of this. The actual thickness here. So when rails and everything together, that I don't think that's going to be enough to change anything. I will find them later tonight, but I think they're the same. If anything, the brazen may be a little bit narrower. I have an XR10 to revive it. There you go. That always a classic. Am I going to run sliders with this chassis? Yes, I will, but I'm going to make some hopefully this weekend. I need to go get another sheet. I need to find it. I need to get another sheet of metal, so I can fold some over. So yeah, there you go. It would be at most 0.2 millimeters per side. So yeah, not enough to make a difference, Gary. No, not at all. But yes, I do plan to run sliders with this. I'm going to make some. So these sliders would still work just fine, but I'm going to try with a different body on here. So, I should probably put links on. And to get the body, make sure all my rectangles and everything are proper. Going to have to make some. Or I could just add styrene to. I also want to get body on and then talk one of the local guys into a paint scheme on it. Like I have paint schemes imagined that I think would come out really, really good, but that's only if someone else does them. Because my painting skills, we've seen my trucks, they are not very good. So in the hands of someone else, I know my idea can get put in much, much better. Skip plate time. Finding all the screws. There it is. Let me get cut up here. RC, hi from Santa Fe. How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Red Dirt, I ended up using 18 gauge for my S610 Pro steel. Yeah, if I do the sheets, that's normally what I'm doing. Let me get this link tightened up so then I can move this around a little bit easier. Oh no. There we go. Ow. There we go. Much better. Blue. Real quick, you're doing a live stream at the same time as SGB. Brazen. No, SGB is doing the same live stream as me. I mean, that is the one reason I picked Thursday night, because I watched all the other ones. Wednesday night, I watched the live stream takeover. Friday night, I usually tune in for Josh's stream as well. EXO started doing one on Tuesdays. Actually, I think I started doing one on Thursday. So it was Wednesday, then I picked Thursday because Thursday was always a night like with my kiddo when he's here like every other Thursday. So Thursday was kind of my thing. Tuesday, kiddo time, and Thursday we kind of rotate back and forth. So Thursday was my optimal time for me as far as schedule and everything else. So that was mine. And then EXO started his stream on Tuesday nights. Moose Jaw also does one on Thursday night too. I think his is a little bit after mine usually. He goes through and does some nice a nice stream as well, covering everything. And then Brazen started doing their Monday night one. So we have RC every night. So first of all, that's just a win for everybody to have all the RC every night. But granted, I did lack on mine for a little bit. Just stuff going on, newborn and everything else. Lots of stuff going on. So every once in a while, it was nice to take a little break away from everything. Like I said, I mean, obviously with my videos, there's also been a lack too. It's just getting everything going and whatnot. That's why I've been at least trying to stay up on the live streams right now more than anything, because I'm like, at least I can something. We can at least see what I'm working on, what new stuff we got, and go from there. And these are easy enough to do. I don't have to prep. I don't have to go through everything, remember what I'm saying, and then go through and spend an hour and a half editing stuff. So these are a lot easier. Customer C, been thinking about doing a live on Tuesday, but still trying to decide on a good day. Yeah, that's just it. The live streams at this point, almost every day is now spoken for. Brazen's Monday. Pretty sure EXO still does his on Tuesday. Wednesday is the takeover. I generally do Thursday, and Scale Builders Guild does it like every third Thursday for his bench What's on the bench is live. um, and Friday, Josh Harley Designs does his live stream at the house. So there's RC every night of the week, which is pretty awesome. Just sit back, relax, and RC. Justin, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. RC, I like your live better than edit. Lives are always fun because there's the interaction, and I'm not a professional editor by any means, so a lot of times it is what it is. I could edit them a lot better. I could put stuff in them, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, I'm okay. They're good. Now I do have another bumper around here somewhere. Where did I knew I put another bumper out here somewhere. Just this on here, and this will be honestly the last kind of touch here for this. Excited about the Rocky Mountain Regional in June. Looking forward to meeting a bunch of people. Oh yes, that is going to be an absolute blast of an event. I am pumped for that one. That is going to be so fun. Seeing, updating the rules, or they're posting the schedule thing. So looks like it is going to be kind of tight. So we're going to be split into groups. I don't know if you saw that there and posted, which we've talked about this. I've talked about that when doing ours, because, and that's always the thing. Everything, when it's going good, everything can work just fine. But the course is open. Generally, people don't always go to the courses. They want to do a look over, check everything out, even though at some point in time during the day, you will have to go do all of the courses. People don't always just rush over and get the courses done. And so then you have groups of people that start later in the day, and then lines get backed up. Judges still need to go through and do the runs. So, everything goes smooth and everyone goes to the courses when everything opens. The day can usually be done by like 3 or 4. Well, if everything goes really, really good. But when no one starts on time, that's when all of a sudden it's 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30. Then courses are finishing up. Then everything still needs finishing added up, and then finals and stuff. So they're looking to have groups. So A, B, C, D, 4 courses each day, which is nice. Actually, I really like that. So group A will go to 1, and then B and C and D, so forth. And you have, I think it was an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours-ish for that entire group to get through that course. And then they go to the next course, and then so on and so on. You stay with your group when you're comping. So you do your course. It doesn't mean during you get your run done either before or after. You can go look at the other courses and stuff like that. You're still going to be able to watch and see that other stuff, see people run. But it is nice to know, hey, this group's done here, and then this one. And the judges in that group also run with that group. So schedule-wise, it looks enticing. It looks like they are getting ahead of that already. So that is very good. But we'll go to the pretty side without the. Actually, forgot to tighten up a couple bolts. All right. But there we have it. We have the Pace Setter chassis all done there. And we have that nice, move my ESC so it's not hanging down. We have that nice aggressive angle there and clearance. We have clearance, and I like it. And that breakover, it's at 10 degrees. I'm really excited. This weekend's Easter. I know we have a bunch of family stuff going on. So I may actually sneak out Saturday and go crawl. Because we have family stuff this weekend. I don't know if Jake's on here. I guess we have family stuff next weekend too. But we also have an easy, or at least go get there early and get our cash comp series. We need to get our course ran and then move on. And Scumbag RC and West Wheeler do a live stream on Instagram. Yes, that's right. I knew. Yes, there are other live streams. They're also on the Instagram, which I actually think I found a way. So I ended up last week was a disaster. YouTube would not let me go live. Rather, my phone, my iPad, the computer, it would not let me go live. So I ended up jumping over to Facebook, and Facebook let me go live. So we did a little, like 20 minutes on Facebook, but we were having 50, 60 plus mile an hour winds at times all day. And I think it was just everything was just moving. Internet, everything was just kind of dropping. We actually had power flicker here. Shortly after I just canceled the stream for the night, power would flicker on and off here, and then little power surges here and there. So probably a good thing I cut it off anyway. But was doing that, I actually think I found a way to get the stream. I don't know. I could just be totally wrong. I think I found a way to get the stream to work simultaneously here on YouTube and on Facebook. And if I can get on Facebook, I can link it to my Instagram. So I could technically run 3 streams. Well, same stream, but on 3 different things. Could be wrong. I could have misread how that worked, but I might try that here soon. Jan, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Brace and scale, easy swap. Yes, very easy swap. So we are what? Talking less than an hour into the stream. With talking, swapped the pace setter chassis right in. And it's no different as far as a swap necessarily versus the stock rails. The only thing I would have done differently if I was using these stock rails, if I assembled everything exactly how it was per the manual, when I was doing the swap, when I had the forward motor mount unbolted or the servo mount off, I would have pulled the spur off and pulled out the 2 spacers here that go on top of the transmission, and then put 1 bolt or 2 bolts in here on the top of the transmission. Mine's actually just a zip tie right now. I haven't put a screw in there. But that is the only thing you have to do, is just remove the standoffs. And like I've mentioned, Brett's mentioned too, the standoffs are honestly kind of overkill. They're nice and they look great, but the way the motor mounts and everything, it's not needed. You're going to be just fine without them. Same modification you do with the Oracle chassis. That's why mine were already out. So it's at less than an hour. We swap the chassis over and gain performance just like that. Customer, I wish I could make it to the Rocky Mountain one, but I think I'll be able to make the Crawlapalooza. Nice. My Crawlapalooza is on in. There may be, but the thing is, Disney's close enough. Even if I have a gold ticket, so I already have a ticket, or at least for me, for next year already for Crawlapalooza. So if all else fails, if I can't make it for the whole weekend, at least 1 or 2 of the days, Crawlapalooza is close enough. I can just swing down in the morning, do some comping, hang out with everybody, and come back home after needed, or and crash in the back of someone's truck or on the floor. Hopefully there's no burn ban this year, so we can actually have like a fire pit going. Because it was cold. Several of those nights hanging out, talking forever, or after we got done crawling down at the near the water, and you stepped in water and you were cold, you want to go back, you need to stand by a fire to warm your feet up, except we couldn't have a fire. So hopefully there's no fire ban this year, and we can actually get a campfire going. We can all roast some marshmallows and sing Kumbaya, in fact. So yeah. I say I'm going to drive up my truck, sleep in my truck. Only doing class 2 should be fun. Nice. Sounds. It's gonna be a sweet event. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be very good. Red Dirt RC. The 16th is the next one, right? Yes, the 16th is our next one for our class 2 cash comp series. So come on up and have some fun. And so we already got the series is in a little bit, but it's still plenty of fun. You can always come up, hang out, and have some fun. So. Sing Kumbaya now. Give me a preview. No, I'm okay. Jake, I'll call you after stream. Okay, yeah, call me after. Let me know what's going on. Wouldn't see comments from the 2 streams, though, I don't think. Not on here, but I could Actually, if I stream it right, I can see the comments on I think 2 of them. I can split my computer screen in half to at least see the comments. I only need to see myself in one of them, but I can see the comments. I can always just pull up the iPad um, for the comments on the other one if needed. I don't know. We'll see. I might try that, or it can be a total fail. One of the two. Not me working on my 3D printer while watching you. Nice. There you go. 26 folks thought I'd make it 27. Well, thank you, Brett. Thanks for tuning in. Deuce, evening, y'all. Yeah, no, not I'm not a singer. At least not just drinking regular Mountain Dew singing. Deuce, what tips you got for a guy that's used to T-Rex and Capra portals and about to build a JKRC fab on AR-44s? I know that chassis sounds familiar, but honestly, I mean, tip wise, it's going to be a driving experience if you've only driven and built other builds based on portals. You're going to straight axles, it's going to be a bit of a learning curve. You're definitely going to have to pay attention to choose your lines more, but that doesn't mean anything. The straight axles can put in work in a straight axle. A good built straight axle truck will hang with portals and vice versa. That's just how it is. Driver more than anything. Some people are just way more comfortable and drive straight axles better, and some people just drive portals that much better too. But as far as just normal tips and tricks, not really have any. Straight axles, normally I run about an 85 or 90 millimeter shock, so I run just a little bit of a taller shock with the straight axles. And I mean, yeah, nothing really different. I mean, I don't necessarily build any of my straight axle builds differently other than, I guess, shocks. My portal, and I run less weights on straight axles versus portal axles because portal, so they generally have more weight if I do add weight. So yeah. Toby, UPS tracking says my pace setter will be here on Monday. Can't wait. Super excited to get together. Heck yeah. It said it was super fun. Like, got everything ordered. Brett shipped everything out Tuesday. And then checked today. I was like, I forgot yesterday about it, but checked today and it said out for delivery by 7 p.m. I was like, sweet. It'll be here just in time. It was. It got here like 6:30. So about 30 minutes before the stream started, we got the chassis in. So didn't even have time to take a picture of it before I did the swap. I just now realized that, but it's okay. Oh my goodness. We'll do it for the gram later. These, I lost an entire screw out of there. It goes for a minute to check. Oh yeah. Anyone's got any Gary builds lots of straight axle trucks. I think that's all. Oh man, hell. This looks small enough, maybe. Oh. Man. This is why you check things every once in a while on the bench. C-hub was about ready to just fall off. Only issue with 2 millimeters. It's added almost a half millimeter probably speed right when released. That's why my I just make sure they were SORGA legal. And that's true. And also, I mean, you just got to figure too, the bumper width, it all comes down to people's build. Now, for the most part, this width here, most chassis width, is going to be the standard. But I mean, if someone goes really wide, they're going to have to choose, different options and stuff like that. But nonetheless, these are still solid options. And it's just, like I said, the Pro chassis is wider than normal anyway. It is significantly wide. I think, rather than they were talking about it Monday night on the stream, this could be narrower. This could have been 70 millimeters all the way and been perfectly fine. but this is a little bit wider than normal. It is square though, so no pinching, none of that. But it is what it is. Seeing if it had been a little bit narrower, we'd be good there, because I actually do hit my chassis with my steering. I got to figure out interior, inner fenders, and scale items. Oh, get everything going. I said, pointing out the trucks, it's possible. Interior, it's an older video and it was kind of crappy, but it actually does still work as far as actually making an interior. I did do one just simple with I did a little video on it with some craft foam, making some seats, making everything the way it is, go through, make a nice simple interior, and pretty simple to do. Yeah, pretty simple to get everything done. It's not possible with our class 3. It is possible. I've done the math. Oh, your interior. Never mind. You're talking about interior. Yeah, no. You need a different transmission, and then we can make an interior for yours. You guys are just gonna have to put the deluxe portal transmission on a list. That's what you guys need. You need the deluxe portal transmission, because that's the only thing I can think that's small enough and short enough to get an interior an inch deep. So yeah, that's just the thing. With the interior, make sure you're an inch deep from your cowl. Not here. It is from your lower cowl, which generally this is taller than the lower part here. So that's good. So make sure you're an inch below your windshield cowl there when you're building the interior and stuff like that. But simple craft foam, some styrene, whatever, quick little seats, and some skeletons, and good to go. If I move all of the electronics over, shoot, that don't look half bad. We'll work on that. We might work on that in a minute. Whoa. Was in discussion with the SORC committee for like a month, making sure they were legal. Yeah, I mean, bumper wise, as far as actual making the bumpers, yeah, that's the simplest ways and easy ways. And that's how I made my bumpers for a while, or had bumpers made for me, was just that. Then I started welding a little bit more, and I've learned how to braze. So I've been experimenting and making different things. But yeah, it's generally, especially like class 1, or like mostly class 2, and C3. Like half your width here, you're not going to go super wide. So you just think about capper axles, about the widest you generally would run in class 2, and you would probably have some brazen or team garage check wheels, super shafted wheels, something to suck all that in. So whatever that track width is, just divide it in half, which is most of the time just outside most frame rails. Class 3, it's a third of the track width. So that's narrower than my frame rails on my class 3. So definitely easy to get making everything legal there. Straight axle life, yes. It's like, 80 millimeters outside. Yeah, that's what I was measuring with, the 81 millimeters right there, outside. And I think you're going to be just fine on those for the Pro. For sure. Well, I would, but you stole it from there. I did not steal it from Theron. I bought it from Theron. Red Dead RC, the deluxe portal transmission is sold out right now. It is. There are a couple deluxe vendors that do carry them. I think Rock Titan had 1 or 2. I think. Could be wrong, but I think they did. Now, one other option, if you don't want to do that and want to use the 3-gear still, there is, who makes that takes the 3-gear transmission and lays it on its side. That would make it significantly shorter. It's taking it from here and then laying it on its side. So that would drop it down a little bit, but I still think, I don't know if we'll be able to get an inch deep. Sorry, I don't know if it'll be hard. It'll be hard, but ground fox is the element one. The IERC makes one too for the, yeah, ground fox makes one for element. Doesn't IERC make one for the standard 3 gear? I think so. The Team Garage Hack Creeper is low though. It is, but the chassis that I built for their class 3 does not have a forward motor, does not accept a forward motor mount the way it's designed. It can be made, but it does not have one. So it's just no T-case necessarily points, or the EXO, the climber transmission. Jake, look that up. Go EXO RC, just search it. It'll pop up. The Alpinist, the climber transmission is smaller. That it's a little bit taller than the Deluxe, but I mean, it is just about as tall as my Yellow Jacket there. But you can see it's overall smaller. Everything's there, so we could do an interior just on the top there, or I'll be right back. And this, kids, is why we do not have open drinks near electronics. God dang it. Oh no. Whew. Well, at least these Hey Dudes are the water ones. Oh man, I had an accident. I had my Mountain Dew there. I was trying to show a transmission and knocked it over right onto me. Honestly, I'm more upset about my shoes. That's why they make lids. This is true. This is true. Now we'll properly take a drink here. We'll get back to that in a second. Let me catch up on some comments here now. I'm working on the C1 design too. It wasn't the width we were discussing. It was the thickness and the carbon fiber stinger. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's right. You were talking about it was the carbon fiber stinger. C1, honestly, I don't know if I'd mess with the C1 bumpers. Just because it's so, the C1 bumper's so dependent on bodies now, filling the gap, etc., and the curvature. Like, you get people that narrow an entire body. And C1, this style, I just don't know. I mean, I've seen them. I just don't know if C1 would be worth the hassle of making a bumper, unless it was like the bar that's adjustable. Like if yours had the slots and you could adjust your bumper through and then cut off however you need, that would be everything. Yeah, with class 1, with the new rules and how with the body shapes in the front, is people are still going to run the Fords, the Tundras, and the Jeeps. They're going to need to do a little bending and etc. So I just don't know if making a production style C1 bumper is worth the hassle necessarily, unless it is like a bar. You can make yourself with one with a piece of aluminum extrusions. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Exo chassis. Yes. Very good. I have the T210. T210 won't fit in there either. That Nordic chassis, the skid I think is like right here. And that's when the servo mount, well, it's axle mount servo, but then the servo winch mounts like right there. Like there is, that skid is all the way forward. The T210 T210 won't fit. Yeah, do is down. That's what you get for buying that transmission from there before I could karma. Well, fine, be that way. Do in a can tastes better. Do in a can does taste better. It does. Except bottles are cheaper now, and they're more. You get like a 6 or 12 pack of bottles, and it's little, so they're 16 ounces, and they're $1 or $2 cheaper than like a 12 pack of cans. Don't get me wrong, an nice ice cold out of the fridge Mountain Dew can is just crisp in heaven. Like if that's what it is. But bottles are cheaper. And typically bottles have lids, so when the lid is on properly and you knock it over, it doesn't spill. That was an example. But now, anyways, yes, if you look on EXO, that climber transmission is significantly small, and that might be just enough. I said, well, I need to get this out this weekend too. I need to see. I have Jake and Dallas. They have a Class 3 chassis that I've put together that I need to do a video on. I just haven't got around to it. We're getting everything else done, make sure the body and everything's good. They got the tires, make sure the truck is dialed in now. And plus, we had a lot of comps, so they were needing to drive it for the comps. So, need to get some footage of it and actually drive it and get a video together. And then we have the CBE Warhawk chassis here. I showed it off a little bit last one or one before. Also, need to finish taking video on it and getting everything going. Lots to do, and kind of just honestly unmotivated for the most part. I welded the wild boar ends together for a tiny drive shaft on my EXO LCAP. That would work as well too. That EXO shaft, though, that's what I have in my Class 1. I think it was awesome. That top shaft is like the perfect size, as it is super, super thin. It's taller than the other one they make, though. It's taller than the Alpinist. I thought they were the same height. It's just missing half of it. The Alpinist is an option too. It's just it is wider, so I'm just trying to shave as much room as possible in your guys' Class 3. And if you do get that one, get the skid that they have too. I can drill photos. It looks like I don't think so. Gary, the Alpinist transmission and the Climber transmission are the same height, aren't they? It's just half the size. But yeah, if you do get one of theirs, oh man, wait. I would still get the Trekker skid. Yeah, get the Trekker skid if they have it in stock. That's what I would do. Or wait a little bit, see if Deluxe has any in stock soon, or check Rock Titan RC. I know they carry Deluxe stuff. I'm pretty sure they carry the transmission too, but not entirely for certain. I have everywhere. So actually, now that this is, I guess, assembled, so we do that, and that. Do a little trimming there. This might just work. I'm trying to decide on a body for my VS410. Lots of body. I mean, VS410, if you're running that stock wheelbase, like anything 12.3 will fit. So plenty of options there. Yeah, Jake. It's just the pictures make them look different, but they are the same height. It's just one has overdrive option, the other one does not. But you guys have capper axle, so you already have overdrive in your axle, so you don't need to worry about that. just doing a little test fit here. Ha! That is going to work. I don't know. Let me get that side where my electronics aren't hanging out. Obviously, I would get the electronics hidden, but honestly, if I get that lowered down, give me a little slider there to make up that, I don't think that would be too terrible at all. I think that will be, I think that's what we'll do. So I will work on that. I'm back. What are your other two wishes? There you go. But yeah. All right, we're good. I'm actually really excited. That actually, even so, this actually fit on there pretty decently as well. Like, I'm not mad at all about that fitment. That is nice. So even if I do decide to do leg sand, but now we have this beautiful thing here that I will probably put this on my Reaper, because this body just really did come out awesome. And I can reattach some things. Here's a little new winch helper, pivot pal, for my friend Dave. He started making it and selling these. Really nice. Theron got them first here. We've seen him use them for a long time, but he's finally made them available. And Theron got his here first and was using them. Super nice if you have to do any pendulum winching of the courses, are our standard like courses where you just got to pendulum through things, because I think it's fun. I think winching's a skill, and that can be part that can be showcased in a comp. But the way it actually pivots and moves, so you always hook your line, and this just moves with the line, so it helps it out real nice, and your line doesn't snap off. So I like them a lot. I've always liked him using them, and now that they are available, I snagged some for myself. So we will make some sliders for this thing. Paint the buckwheat body, and we'll be good to go. So, anyone got any new crazy builds or anything else exciting going on out there in the world of RC? And I'm just stoked. I'm excited for this. Oh, there we go. I just put that there. You know what? Doesn't actually have more room. If I flip my motor and run the wires under now, actually I have more room. So we'll change that up here in a minute. But super excited to get that chassis out here this weekend and have some fun. Okay, order the transmission and skid. Well, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. That definitely works, Jake. Got transmission and the skid. Nice. I'm excited. RC, I agree with you on winching. A lot of guys here hate it, but I don't care and have fun with it. And that's my thing. It's like, yeah, do I want to winch every gate? No, I don't want to winch every gate. No one wants to winch every gate. But I think things like Bonuses, I think, are a good prime place to put something or force a winch or a cool winch, because as far from driving, as much as people want it to be scale, the things these do aren't necessarily scale. So, yeah, the things these do aren't necessarily scale anyway in the first place. So, why not take full advantage of what they can do? I mean, you're not taking your winch line out there, wrapping around your actual truck, and then winching it from the side necessarily. I mean, obviously it can happen, but it's not something that's going to happen on a regular basis. So why not just actually have fun with what all these little guys can do and make them do crazy things? But as I said, you still get a pin. You still, whether you winch a lot or don't winch, if you winch a lot, you're still getting penalized every time. So at that point, what does it matter? No, you're still getting penalized for it. So that, I think, is what it is. If you winch a lot or don't winch a lot, I mean, it's up to you. Whether you want penalized, you winch. If you don't care, or if you don't want penalized, you don't winch. If you want to make it clean and not winch or whatever, you drive the way you don't need to winch. But nonetheless, I still think winching is a skill set, and why not show a little bit of it on the course? Oh, 1 second. Deuce, I picked up a Toy Suzuki V1C1 today. I'm going to bring back to life. Kind of excited about it. Nice. I forgot to tell you, our local comps, the bonus gates have always been -5, and they're still hard, and yes, mandatory winch ones too. Yeah, and that's what it's going to come down to. I mean, I forgot they went to -5 as well. So I was like, oh, those are -5. So um, definitely have to take a look at that. Not It's mostly back to building the course accordingly. It's building the course accordingly, like making the bonuses not gimme gates, but not necessarily forcing a winch through. Because I mean, I guess a winch does just make it another gate, but when it comes down to it, points are points, and 1 point can make a difference. So going through a bonus, even having a winch, it could move you up or down the podium. It's totally up to you on that side of it. Ha. Perfect. They actually clear. That's all I'm worried about. That's the thing with those Phoenix and their brass weights is getting the right hub to make sure everything clears, and that clears just enough. But yeah, it goes down to the course builder, building the courses. So you take that into mind. I think, like I said, not making them gimme gates, not necessarily making them winch gates either, but either if you make them easier, make them like out of the way, like not so much flows with the course. So like if you want to go for them, go out of your way and go for the bonus gate, or put it in line, but make it technical. Make it take a little bit of time to get through the gate, but make sure it's can be gone through clean. So it comes down to course building. That's just what it is. It puts it on course building. Ooh. Those can go there. Those ones need to go in there. I'm praising. You mean G Speed V1 Seal? Speaking of red dirt RC, I'm still cleaning red dirt out of all of my freaking wheels and tires. Thank you, Oklahoma. The day was bad enough, and I'm still cleaning up this red dirt out of everything. Dell said it was okay to order it. Nice. Well, that works, and she is the boss, so especially now. Oh no. Oh, whatever. After filming everyone's Class 1 runs down here, made me want to build a Class 1, so I've been looking around some Air.45 portals and considering the deluxe portal transmission. Said the Class 1's a blast. Class 1, I think, is my favorite class to build, especially with the new rectangles, because I have all the freedoms now to do so and to do all the things on Class 1. Everything's sticky now. Class 1's a blast. Now, Class 1 is one I would definitely at least transfer case. You're going to need the points for Class 1. You have to have a chest mounted servo. Points wise, to get the 60, you're going to want a transfer case. So also, I would look at, if you're already considering the deluxe portal transmission, look at one of the extra transmissions, either the Climber that has 0% overdrive or the Alpinist. The Alpinist has either 0% overdrive or 28% overdrive options built in. They do currently count as transfer cases. They are all inclusive, so no need for a third drive shaft or anything like that. That's what I have in my Class 2, my Class 3, my Warhawk, and I think that's all I have right now. But so it does count as transfer case. It's a smaller profile footprint of a transmission, so definitely solid. I've had great luck with them, and they're 48 pitch gears, which other people don't. I like 48 pitch gears. Everything's so much smoother. And especially now with the new rules, figuring out a body is, you have all the options now, because you don't necessarily have to have tire coverage and stuff like that. You can get narrower bodies. Everything is based off your track width. Ow. Speaking of red dirt, don't rub your eyeball after you messed with the tires. Custom RC, I have a G-Speed V1 sliders. You should make the bonus gate hard and then try make it up without a winch. But if they can't, that's that. If they can't, winch is always an option. If things get weird, winch out. And that's why we have them on our trucks. Yeah, it all comes down to the building ability. It all comes down to the course building. You can build a winch fest or build a drivable course. Drivable, but still technical. Let's say you can build a course where no one needs a winch, but it can be technical. Time-consuming gates, but technical. Making the right move, picking the right line, and reading the line, reading the gate. So you can make a super fun course without having a winch. It's all on gate placement, stuff like that. Our courses are intense. Like, we duct tape gates to the side of rocks so they don't fall off, because we put them at extreme angles and we put them in weird places. Our courses can be downright hateful. And some people like hard courses and have fun with it. Other people not so much. We tend to have a blast with it. And overall, I think driving stuff like that, I can definitely tell that I'm not a great driver by any means, but I can tell it has definitely helped in areas. Reading a course, looking at different lines, looking at them differently. I'd say it's definitely helped. I said I can have my moments, but even a broken clock's right twice a day, so it's not saying much, but every once in a while, I can do okay. Me too. Yeah. Our final spread between first and third was less than a gate worth of points. Yeah, and to me, that's either a good comp or a good series, whatever you're doing there. If it's all tight and close, that I think is overall good. Sand and dirt was so sticky that was gnarly. Like, and it just sucks because looking at some of those lines, like, so many of the trucks wanted to crawl so many of those lines, and like the trucks wanted to, but it was just so meh that it just wasn't happening. And it's all underwater now. Like, you guys posted that picture of the area just completely underwater. Like, I was insta sad. Because that area is, man, that area was so good. The rocks were good. The terrain was good. Like, you could build great courses there. That area was so much fun. I see some people, .12 is the other one at Arcadia. That was still fun, and I think there were still some good areas there, but not as much room. The courses definitely have to be tighter there at .12. But we're also looking around some areas here, just to try up some different things here and there. There is a couple spillway type areas that I want to go look at here, just to see what the terrain's like, see if it's possible to get like some courses up there, if it's okay to, RC in those areas, parking, stuff like that, or even some of the like access bridges and stuff like that. I'm looking for some more areas, something that we can just expand on. I mean, our area is great already, and we have plenty of room to put up new course and stuff, but every once in a while, it's nice to have different terrain options. If we could find an area that has a little more side hill and stuff like that, it would be really good. Like, we have side hill, but we have to make our side hill into it. And Tyler, do the Super Shifter wheels take the SLW hubs? Yes, they do. The Super Shifter wheels do come with their own hubs, and they are, if you need different offsets or change them out, they are SLW compatible. And that was for mine with the Phoenix axle, or like the Vanquish Portal axles, because they have the 8mm or Vanquish hubs in general have that little knob there at the end. Some hubs don't like to fit around that, so just pick a different hub and good to go. Thinking about doing the Proline TSL Super Swamper 5.4 for the out the door course with straight axles, and those courses sound like Crawley Canyons indoor courses. Oh, okay, gotcha. I posted the final cop scores on the chat. Just see them. Was it tonight or was it the other day? Let's say some of the chats sometimes, like, I've gotten really bad lately. It's like I'm opening up, I'm reading, and then something happens and I set the phone down and it's done. And also, like, I notice, messages and stuff like that, like especially at night, since the new one, my messages, Facebook, all that stuff is on do not disturb. Like, when I get home, like, it's set automatically on my phone about 6:30, unless it's certain approved people, like through phone calls. All my notifications are done. So the only time I know is if I'm going through and checking stuff. So sometimes people have a problem getting a hold of me. That is why, because I don't want my phone to go off all the time at home. Because most of the time, it'll go off right when someone just goes to sleep or something, and that's not good. So if you have, or sometimes it is while or the next day, that's why. Yeah, that explains everything. Yes, that's why Theron. Theron's on my approved phone call list for emergencies in case he needs something or something happens. Theron can call me. But sometimes checking stuff in Messenger, or like during the stream, I turn it on in case something's not working. Theron can message me and be like, "Hey, your stuff's broken." Okay, cool. And a couple certain chats, but most of the time, yeah, I put do not disturb on everything. So if I don't answer that night, that's how it's. That's why my stuff turns on automatically during the week for the most part. Toby, can you explain the rectangles a little? I've checked out the rules, but don't quite get it. I've done a comp and haven't had the rules to follow with building a truck. So I do if you go to my main channel, the actual TRD Adventures, the channel page, under the playlist, I do have a Sorka playlist that is specifically for the new rules. I go over the basics of the new rules, Then we go over changes. Then I go over each class specifically, class 1, 2, and 3. And that was all done with the December 6th rules update, which is the most current rules, and that is locked in at least until after the Team Garage Hack event. So until at least June 5th or 6th, that is the legal rules that are used. So, and each class is different. Everything comes down to its own rectangle. Things that are very, very important. And almost everything is defined off your track width, not outside track width. Inside track width, from top tire bulge to top tire bulge. That measurement is going to, and that measurements and applies class 1, 2, and 3. And that measurement determines how wide your body has to be, how wide your bumpers have to be. And that measurement determines lots of stuff. So narrower, you can have narrower bodies. If it's wider, you have to have wider bodies, wider bumpers, etc., etc. So, just into yes. So yeah, there's not, like, as I've seen people post about, hey, well, so what's the measurement on this, or what's a set measurement? What is the set size it has to be? There is no set size. It's all determined on how you build stuff. Like mine with Air 45s, my inside track width is like 5.5 inches and everything. So all of my stuff can be super, super narrow. Which is why I was able to narrow a Hilux body for class 1. Should I be allowed to? Probably not. Is it legal? Yes. Will I do it? Yes. So, go ahead, go over those videos. As I said, they are with the most current rules. Nothing's changed. And if there are new rule updates, I will add those into the playlist and we will continue from there. Always make sure that the most updated rules are used. Constantly looking for places to drive around. Yes. No, you're in a very good area, Gary. You have crawling stuff for days. Good to know. I have the same ones. Want to try and squeeze some 225 hubs. Yes, those 225s will fit because I have done it. Theirs are actually on my gold ones. I have some narrow ones on there. There, next. Yes, it does. Brazen, my phone's been on silent for almost 7 years now. A little bit more closer every day I get to that point, just slide that silent button on and just leave it that way. Ivan, how's it going? I also can't do live without bumper videos, so heck, like all of. Oh yes, I know. I said that's. I tried to do one last week, and I sat down and went over everything, and then I started editing the video, and I was like, "This is trash," and I started all the way over. So I worked on one last week for just an overall like touch-up video, covering all the different things. But I said I sat down, I did it all. I did it Sunday morning before I went crawling, and I sat down, rewatched it, and tried to edit it. And I was like, it was just too early in the morning. Like I just had that, it's Sunday morning, I don't care, like attitude in the video. So I was like, delete. We'll start over another day when I feel better. So that's how videos went last week. And I tried 2 or 3 different videos last week, and it's like, I'm good. My finger's stuck in my belly button. Help. You get stuck in weird places. But we'll probably go here just a couple more minutes. Need to finish up a few things here around the house. So do have stuff to do, and I still got to work tomorrow, one more day, and then we get a weekend off. But honestly, I think overall, pretty good night. We got a chassis installed. We got my wheels to fit my Phoenix axles now, so we're good to go there. And definitely just overall really excited. This thing has so much clearance. Oh yeah, did just send you the scores from last. Yes, I will. Oh goodness. Whew, I've missed a ton of stuff apparently. Ooh, those are some tight scores. I like it. That sounds like fun. I really Rico. He's going to be at the Team Garage Hack event, right? So I will get to meet him, which will be really cool. We chit chat back and forth. He's a super nice guy and super helpful too. Ken, best options for cut to link drive shafts or get wild boars. Cut to link drive shafts. XO RC. Their cut to drive shafts are super nice. They have regular ones you cut down, and they have a super tiny one for top shafts or deluxe fab. I think those are the only two options. At least those are the best options. I have a couple of the EXO ones, and they have worked great for me. So those are mine. So, anyways, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. Again, thanks everyone for tuning in, hanging out, spilling drinks everywhere, and we got a chassis built. So, again, appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out on a Thursday night. I think should be good for one next week as well. So hopefully get some more videos done this weekend, get some driving in probably Saturday. But in the meantime, hope everyone has a great weekend. And until next time, everyone, crawl on. Have a good night, everybody.